my name is Deborah and this is my channel, Stitch the Stash. Today is Saturday, August 10th. It is a gorgeous day here in New York City. We are in the 80s, the sun is shining, there is a nice breeze, and for once I think the humidity level is a little bit on the lower side, so it's a little bit more bearable right now. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If this is the first time you're checking my channel out, I hope you enjoy. This channel is all about cross stitch, and occasionally I will throw in items such as knitting, quilting, and book recommendations. And if you are one of my new subscribers, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I know Erin, who is 2 Martini Stitcher, had given me a shout out in her last couple of update videos, specifically the one that was two videos ago, because she came here to New York City. She was here for 10 days with her daughter, who was doing a dance camp with the Rockettes, and we were able to meet up. I believe it was on Sunday, Sunday, July 21st. I headed into the city. We had a lovely brunch at Sarah Beth's right outside of Central Park, and then when we were done getting our bellies all full, we walked up to Lincoln Center Atrium, which has a really nice seating area with good lighting, and so we were able to sit there and stitch for a few hours and have just a ton of fun. I super enjoyed hanging out with Erin. I look forward to seeing her again. We just had a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, and I super enjoyed that I was able to come into the city on the weekend and meet up with her. She was here when we were going through our major heat wave. With the heat index, it was like over 100 degrees, 110 plus degrees. And when I stepped outside to head to the subway to meet her, I turned into a puddle the moment I stepped outside. But I'm happy that I managed to get into the city. We had a little transportation struggles because our subways weren't running out here on the weekend, so I had to take a shuttle bus to a subway that would get me into the city. And but nevertheless, I made it, and we had a ton of fun. So what else have I been up to for the past 3 weeks? Because it has been 3 weeks since I did my last update video. I recently am back from the New Jersey FlossTubers retreat. That was all last weekend. I was there from Thursday through Sunday afternoon. It was a ton of fun. It was my second retreat, and I am planning on doing a separate recap video. I have lots to share from the weekend, so I figured I'd make it a separate video because it's been 3 weeks since I've done an update video, and this one probably will already be long enough, and I don't want to make it any longer for you. Alrighty, so let's go ahead, and what do I have for you today? I have an FFO, I have whips, I have new starts. That's right, that was plural, new starts. I have some retail therapy, and I do have the winner selected for my 500 plus subscriber thank you giveaway. So I will share that at the end of this video, and then of course I have plans. So let's go ahead and get started. So I mentioned I had an FFO, and that FFO is my Think Spring lady. I know my last update video I shared with you that I had finished her. I had everything but my signature and year in it. And with the New Jersey FlossTuber retreat coming up, I wanted to go ahead and get her in a frame so I could put her on the brag table. This is the only item I brought with me, and I'm super proud of her. The night before the retreat, I spent my evening. You would think people would be spending their time packing and getting organized and deciding what they want to bring with them. No. I was sitting lacing this lovely lady onto onto some foam core that I had bought, and I laced her up and I got her in this frame. This frame is a regular picture frame that I ordered off of Amazon. It fits a 6x8 picture. It did come with a mat, so with the mat you could put a 4x6 picture in it, but I just went ahead and removed the mat, removed the glass, and put her in here. And I think she looks great in here. There maybe is a little bit more distance or space between the frame and her than I would have liked, but considering I was not using a custom frame, I think this one turned out pretty well. And of course, the night before the retreat, before I had laced her, I finally decided how I wanted to put my initials in, so I just went ahead and put my 3 initials and then the year. And I think she turned out really, really nice, and I'm super excited to have her fully finished. And like I said, it is a regular picture frame. You can either stand it up or hang it on the wall. So that is my FFO for the week. Now it's time for works in progress. What have I been working on for the past 3 weeks? Everything has been for the School of Magical Stitches and Literature. That goes without saying because Magical Stitches rules my life. And they have now added this outrageous headmistress challenge to where every single thing you put a stitch in, you can use for this challenge. I believe it's over 1 million stitches that you can put into. Well, you need to come up to 1,800,000 some odd stitches to complete the challenge. That's not going to happen. That is way too many stitches that you need to put in for one day to have it completed by the end of the year. But what's nice is that for every 2,000 stitches, you get 1 point. And it doesn't matter if you're working on it for homework or extra credit, the challenge can overlap. So basically, everything I put a stitch into will go towards this challenge. The first whip that I had worked on is The Mad Hatter by Brooks Books Publishing. I am doing all 12 of these characters on one piece of fabric. I believe I'm doing 4 across, 3 down, and this one worked out for one of the challenges where we had to stitch on something that had tea or teacups, and this is has both. It has teacups, and obviously there's tea in those cups because you see the steam. So this is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching this on a 28 count Jobelin in the color Denim. And this is where I'm currently at with it. I just focused on this border and I had to put in 200 stitches, and since I had a lot of stitches left on that border to do, for me it was one of the easier challenges to complete, because what happens is what they're doing is like every other week. Generally the challenge, 1 week maybe working on 5 different projects or more, and then the following week we'll be working on 1 project and putting 1,000 stitches in. So generally when it's multiple tasks, the stitch count is usually 200 stitches. So I went ahead and put those 200 stitches in this. And I got a lot more work to do on it, and we'll eventually get there with it, right? So that is the Mad Hatter. The second project I worked on was Tribal Cat by White Willow Stitching. You know I love this one. You know I have it almost completed. I use this as for 2 homework assignments plus the Outrageous Headmistress Challenge. And I did say the last time that this was a focus piece, meaning I would stitch on it for at least 30 minutes a day. And I will admit that has not happened recently because there's been a lot of other stitching going on for other challenges. So this is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching it on a 28 count Jobelin in black. And this is where I'm at with it. I have completed all the front of this little kitty. I have to finish the center and then the little rump tail section, and then she will be done. I absolutely love her. I cannot wait to get her done, and I'm hoping that maybe I can incorporate her in this upcoming week's homework, because I would really like to put a lot of stitches into her. I am using the DMC variegated thread in the color number 69. And I'm hoping, again, I know I said this last time, but I'm hoping that she will be a finish sooner rather than later. The third project I worked on was Sophia by Summer House Stitch Works. Love, love, love her. Can't wait to get her finished too. All right. So this is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching her on a 28 count Jaslyn. It's a color and cotton fabric, and the color is, I believe, Sea Spray. I believe that's what it is. And this is where she's at. She has definitely grown since the last time I showed you, right? Oh my goodness. I have used her for, let's see, 2, 4, 5 Magical Stitches projects, and most of them have been 500 stitches or more. I am currently using her for an ultimate challenge, which requires 1,000 stitches, and I honestly believe that I probably do not have 1,000 stitches left in her. I just need to finish this leaf here. There's a leaf that needs to be put in over here, and then there's just a bunch of little acorns that go, there's one here and there's a couple over here, and then she is done. So if I don't have 1,000 stitches, I will go ahead and use another project for the challenge, because we're allowed to do that. But oh man, I have loved working on her. I did not want to put her down. She came to, this is what I stitched on when I met up with Erin for our brunch and stitching, and then she came to New Jersey FlossTubers retreat with me, and I put a ton of stitches in on her during the retreat, and I am hoping that this piece is also going to be a finish rather sooner than later. But she is gorgeous, right? Love her. The next project I worked on was a Santa train stocking by Stony Creek. I started this back in December when Julie, Kansas City Girl, Colorado World, started a SAL for a stocking Sunday SAL, where we would all every Sunday stitch on any stockings that we have in our stash or in our whip piles. And I worked on it in December. I've said this before, but I haven't picked it up very much. But I actually did picked it up for 2 assignments, and then I'm using her for why am I calling my stocking a she? My stocking is not a she, especially since it's, you know, for my husband, and it's a train and Santa's on it, so I don't know why I'm saying it's a she. It's not. I think it's because I call almost everything else a she. Anyway, I am using this for a couple of monthly extra credit assignments also for Magical Stitches. All right. So this is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching it on a 28 count Lugana, and it is in the color white, very basic. And this is where I'm at with it. So the last time you saw it, I had the train, I had this little red part of the train done, I had some of this snowy ice area done, and what I've done since then is I completed this section of snow, and then I started putting in the tree line, and then I started putting in some of the trees here. And as you can see, I still haven't filled in the windows because that takes a blending filament, but we'll get there. A little bit of progress. I have to put in another 1,000 stitches for the 2 assignments, and so the way I look at it is every little bit I do is just a little bit closer to a finish, closer to my 20-year finish. Love it. And again, I dread picking it up, but once I do, I certainly enjoy stitching on it. It's not as bad as I make it out to be in my head. So I think we do that a lot with a lot of our projects. But yeah, that's where that one's at. Then the next project that I worked on is Panda by Magic Needle. And this is a kit. It came with all the threads. I am stitching this way on the side. I first saw this Yantina Stitches. She was stitching this. She has since completed it because she was stitching it for a friend of hers that was pregnant, and so she was on a deadline. I started practically when she only had a very little bit left to do. So we were sewing this, and now it's a solo sew, and that's okay. It's certainly too cute, and I am loving working on it. This is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching it on a 28 count Lugana. It is hand dyed fabrics by Stephanie, and it is in the color Tropical. And this is where it is at now. Not a huge more amount of progress on it, and this fabric turns me blue. But not a huge amount of progress on it since the last time you saw it. I worked a little bit more on this back paw, and I filled in a little bit more. This was the project I was taking to work with me, and it was my lunchtime stitching, and then this got put to the back burner because Sophia has now become my lunchtime stitching, and she will be my lunchtime stitching until she's complete. So, and then this Panda will probably come back into the rotation. But I super love it. Again, I don't like the thread that comes with it. I find it dry and it knots a lot, but I'm persevering. I'm finding also some colors are worse than others to stitch with, but I'm dealing with it. So I will get her. Again, is it a she or is it a he? That is the question. Don't know. Okay, so Panda, that's where I'm at. The next project is Cat Lessons for People by Lizzie Kate. I have been working on this since Mania last year, and one of my Magical Stitches assignments, not this past week, but the week before, was to put in 1,000 stitches either in words, and you had to stitch on the words, or 1,000 stitches in the color blue, or 1,000 stitches in the color black. And I chose to go ahead and put 1,000 stitches in words on this. And I'm kind of glad I am because I made a ton of progress. This is where I was at the last time I showed it to you. I am stitching it on 18 count Vintage Country Mocha, and it is an Ada. And it's kind of hard for me to show because I have it on scroll rods, but they're very short, so this is part of the progress. I got all those words in, and then I came over here and put in the rest of the words. And I almost got all of the words complete. I have, I believe, 3 full words left and a partial on this right here. And then that is done. Then all I have to do is the motifs that appear in the pattern. They're usually here in the center. There's one over here. There's another one over on here. And I'm very thankful that all these stitches are in. I felt like it took me forever to put those 1,000 stitches in because I worked on this project for the whole entire week. And even when I've had to do assignments with putting 1,000 stitches in, I usually can have that done by Thursday or Friday. This one was coming down to Sunday. And I think part of my problem is as I was putting in the words, I was noticing that some of the placement of some of these are off, and it was getting me a little discouraged. But I think everything is going to be okay because there's still plenty of clearance between the words where all the motifs go. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem, even though everything is off just by a little bit. I originally started on this side and worked my way over. And then I eventually came over here and started working my way in. So something happened somewhere, and I can't figure out exactly where it was, but these stitches are over one too many stitches, but it's okay. It's not huge. I'm going to finish this. It will get done. I'm that much closer now to having it finished, right? So the next project that I worked on was I Want a Black Cat by Madame Chantilly. And I haven't touched this project in what feels like months. And I was super excited to be able to pull it out and put some progress into it for the past couple of weeks. Because again, magical stitches, and it's given me the opportunity to use it a lot. And this is where it was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching it on a, what am I stitching it on? I believe it's a 32 count linen. I think it is vintage Stormy. I don't have it in my notes, so that's why I'm trying to think. I think it's vintage Stormy Night. Not 100% sure. And this is where I'm at with it now. It's a little wrinkly. I didn't have time to iron before I sat down to record, and this traveled with me to New Jersey, so it was rolled up and then folded in my sleeve. But as you can see, I made a ton of progress. I focused on the witch's dress because the first assignment was, I had to stitch on something that was stunned and couldn't come up with much of anything, so I chose this project because you see that cat right there? I said the witch used a stunning spell on the cat to stun it so she could paint it black, because you see it is a white cat. She's holding a paintbrush and she's painting it black, so she has a black cat. Thus the name, I Want a Black Cat. So I didn't have to stitch on the cat, so I just decided to go ahead and stitch on the gray on her petticoat of her dress. And then I went ahead and used her for an ultimate challenge, which is putting in 1,000 stitches. And I just continued to work on her dress. Super, super love it. Again, if I just put a little time and focus on it, it would be done. So we shall see. I think she's going to come out and play for this week's homework. We shall see, right? I have one more whip, and that is my Heaven and Earth Designs, my Quick Stitch Lavender Roses, this gorgeous little kitty. I absolutely love the green eyes with the purple roses. Hopefully it's not going to take me 10,000 years to finish her, but we, again, shall see. And this is where I was at the last time you saw it. I am stitching it on a 25 count easy grid, easy count fabric, and I have pulled her out for homework this week. It is to put 1,000 stitches in a project that you quit or wanted to quit. And I did have another project in mind, but then I thought I didn't really want to work on that project because, you know, I quit it for a reason. But then this one came to mind simply because I had to restart her 3 times before I liked her, and I wanted to quit her 3 times. And so I think she qualifies, and this is where I'm at. Got quite a bit of progress. Super, super happy. This is the Toe Beans needle minder that I purchased from Abby Top Knot Stitcher. I got it in her Etsy shop. She delivered it to me in New Jersey. And then this needle minder I had purchased from Misty Luminous Fiber Arts shop. She had this in there a few months ago, and I went ahead and purchased the postage stamp kitty. Pretty sure it came from her. But anyway, back to my stitching. This is where I'm at. I have almost 1,000 stitches put into this little baby here. Can you believe that is 1,000 tiny little stitches? I think I only have 16,000 more to go before it's done. Yeah. It's a quick stitch. 16,000 stitches? Okay. But I'm super happy. I finally did, everything is filled in over here. I still have some blocks to complete over here. I am parking, as you can see by the million threads I have up here. So I'm thinking there's only, I think, this much more of the page that I'm working on. I will finish that, and then I will work on some of these parked threads because they're getting a little out of hand. But yeah, I am only 420 stitches done on this week's homework. I have until Sunday evening to finish this. Hopefully I can get them in because it was going a little faster when I had some chunks of color, but now I'm back into some confetti and it's taking me a little bit longer. But oh my goodness, there's a game changer for this for me that I'm actually loving working on all of those confetti stitches. I am doing the pin stitch for 1/1 uneven weave. That's correct. I'm pin stitching. And I watched a video on YouTube. I can't remember the name of it. I will link it down below. That she demonstrates how she pin stitches on this even weave for her Arcade. And I thought it was brilliant. It's a diagonal pin stitch. So basically you're pin stitching your first leg. And I immediately came home on Thursday evening. I gave it a shot. Fell in love, and now I feel like I can make a lot of progress on this. I am pin stitching my beginnings, and then when I'm ending my thread, as you can see, there's this thread over here. I just dragged it over to the side, and I will cover it up, and then I will snip that off. That's how I'm ending my threads. But I love it. And yes, that's probably like a million different color shades of purple and cream to make up this blotch of roses. But I love it. I am back in love with this, and I want to finish this. I had sat down and thought, okay, how many stitches do I need to put in this between by now and the end of the year so I can finish it, because I have another Haid which is much bigger that I'm anxious to start, but I'm not allowing myself to start it until I finish this one. I know there's plenty of people out there that do 5, 6, 10 different Haids at once, and no, I can't do that with Haids. So I'm also using this for the 1200 stitch count full coverage Fanatics. Can't remember the actual name of it, but I've been wanting to participate all year, and this is the first month that I actually think I'm going to get my 1200 stitches in. But I think I need to do 3,600 stitches between now and the end of the year to get this finished or close to a finish. Yeah, 4,000 stitches, something like that. I did say I had 16,000 stitches. Yeah. We'll see. Now let's move on to new starts. I had 3. 3 new starts. Not 1, not 2, but 3, right? When I finished the Cat Lessons for People assignment, putting in those 1,000 stitches, I was a little depressed. I felt depressed. I felt down. I don't know. I felt a little defeated. I think it's because that's when I realized that my stitches counts were off just a little bit. So what does one do? One starts a new project, right? So that morning after I had finished those stitches, I had 6 projects kitted up, and I just needed to iron the fabric because I always iron my fabric before I start a project just to get those initial creases out. And so I had 6 projects to choose from. So what did I choose? Well, I am housing it in my Millennium Falcon Love You More Studio sleeve that I won from an auction by Michelle Bendy that she had for charity, and I won it. So I'm housing this project in it because I think it's most appropriate. And what was the new start? It is Alice's Mad Plant by Michelle Bendy, Bendy Stitchy. I had purchased the Wonderland box from Love You More Studio, And this is the pattern that was in it. And I thought, yes, please, let me start this. And I am stitching this on a fabric. It is a Luminous Fiber Arts fabric. It is a 36 count linen, and it is in the color indigo. And here is my start. It's tiny, not a huge start, but it was enough to make me feel so happy. I put these stitches in and I felt so good. So it was a mood lifter from where I was when I finished cat lessons. And I am stitching this 1/2. I don't think the coverage is all that bad. I know for some fabrics you do 2/2 because the coverage, if the weave is a little bit looser, you might want 2 strands of thread, but I'm happy. This is my first time stitching on 36 count, and I love it. I wish I could stitch on 40 count. The 2 pieces of 40 count fabric I have in my stash, I cannot see the holes. So I think maybe for 40 count, I just need to find the right linen, so I'm able to see the holes on that. But with this, I still need to use magnification, lighted magnification words. And, but yeah, I love it, and I hope to get this stitched up sooner than later. I'm saying that about a lot of things, but it's so small that it shouldn't take long. I sat here and worked on this for probably less than an hour, so yeah. And this fabric by Misty is fabulous. I love it. Yep, so that is my first new start. So what does one do when they start a new project? They start another new project in the same day, because that's what I did. I started Michelle's pattern in early afternoon, and then by late afternoon, I'm like, well, let's go ahead and start something else because I have 6 projects here ready to go, and I feel like starting something new. And I have this housed in one of my newer Love You More studio sleeves. This is, I think this one was the bee pollination. I think, not 100% sure, but I love it. And it is housing my purple Martin Apiary pattern. It's a Shakepeare Peddler design that she designed exclusively for Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. That's her shop on Etsy, and I believe that is her handle on Instagram. And this was designed for her. I won this in Michelle Bendy's auction along with that Millennium Falcon pattern. And so I decided to start this, and I am stitching it on a 28 count Jaslyn. It is dyed by Color and Cotton, and it is in the color Canyon. And this is where I'm at with it. You're not really going to be able to see it. My lighting is blowing the color of the fabric out. This fabric is definitely much deeper. It's definitely a brick canyon color. And this is a picture of what the fabric looks like in real life. You get an idea of how much deeper the fabric is than what is showing. But yeah, this is where I started. I started in this corner and worked my way all the way over. This is at the halfway point of the pattern, and then I came and put these stitches in down. And I probably have another 25 stitches to reach to the bottom of those single stitches. And then I ended up taking this to the New Jersey retreat with me, thus the wrinkles, and I ended up putting in all of this, again, the halfway point, and then I started putting in the table right there. That's as much as I stitched on at a retreat, but I got quite a bit done, I think, for being at a retreat. And I did work on several projects. I didn't work on just one like I did at StitchCon. I worked on several projects. I believe I worked on 3 whips, new start, and then there were 2 other projects that were not mine that I put stitches in. So being at retreat, I think that was very productive. But I love this. I'm going to be super happy when it's done. I think this is great stitching to bring to a retreat because the pattern is repetitive. There's chunks of it. It's not something that you could easily get lost on. So I'm glad I had brought this to the retreat with me. All right, so that was my second new start. And my third new start happened during the New Jersey FlossTubers retreat. When I was at StitchCon, Carmen, Broadway Stitcher, had purchased a pattern while she was there, and it happened to be this pattern, and we decided that we would sell it together. And for the New Jersey FlossTubers retreat, we invited anyone to join us, and Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, she did. And it was super exciting and awesome to have the three of us stitching on it. And I'll tell you, we didn't all stitch on it together. It was just a little too crazy, and people were starting and working on things when they wanted to. So Carmen and I started at the same time, but she put in her stitches in it while I got up to go to the ladies' room. And by the time I came back, she had put her stitches in, and she was off. So I sat down at the table, and I started it, and I put quite a bit of good progress in it. So what pattern? Well, first of all, let me show you the bag. This is the cardinal bag that I got from Diddly Daddle Designs, and I love it, and I thought it was appropriate for this pattern. So the pattern is Winter by Rosewood Manor, and I've had this in my stash since last Christmas. I love the colors of it, and it came with all the threads. It was a thread pack that was in the kit, and all the colors are dyed in South Africa, and so I was super excited to give those threads a try. And then I am stitching it on just a 32 count antique white. I believe this is actually a job one. And this is where my start is. I am working on the basket, and it's in the lower left-hand corner. I just counted over to where the basket was so I could get a chunk of stitches in. And this is actually a row of specialty stitches. I am not very experienced with specialty stitches, so I'm glad I started this at the retreat because there was plenty of stitchers there to give me advice on how to go about this. There is a diagram in the pattern showing you how to do the initial stitches here, but then these are vertical and then they go horizontal, so I wasn't 100% sure how to start the horizontal ones. So I had lots of help to get me started, and I am super excited about this pattern. This is the over dyed thread that came in the kit. Again, it was dyed from South Africa, and my initial thoughts on this thread is I love the colors, and I feel the thread is on the thin side. So it was tangling a little bit more, it was knotting a little bit more on me, but we'll see. I just started, and you know, it could be one of those things that as I go, I'll fall in love with it. But yeah, the coloring is just gorgeous, and I am doing it 1x at a time. Love it. So that was my third and final new start. Now let's move on to retail therapy. I'm going to start off with my color and cotton threads and fabric of the month that I received, and let's go ahead and start with the threads. These are the primitives. Really, really pretty, right? I think this one is actually a little bit more green than what it's showing up. It looks silver on the screen, but I love it. So these are the primitives. They're all kind of accurate except for this one. Pretty, pretty. Then we have the brights. Dropped one. Here are the brights. And this one's getting washed out. But the rest is pretty accurate. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Ooh, this is Poppy. And this is Cherry Fuzz. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it. And then I also get the all colors, which is a mixture of primitives and brights. And these are the colors. Oh, that's actually, this is getting a little washed out. This is getting a little washed out. But yeah, oh, you can see that this is a green, but it's definitely brighter in person. Really pretty. This is called Lima Beach. Yep. So those are all the threads that I received. Now, the fabric I received, I get both the primitives and the, I think they're called brights or colors. brights, I think, and I get a 32 count Belfast linen. And disclaimer, this is the last month that you will see the linen because I am now switching over to the 32 count Joblin. I've decided that I have a nice assortment of linen fabrics, and now I would like to go ahead and do 6 months of the Joblin. And what's going to happen is Angela is wonderful. She told me that sometimes they are not able to do Joblin every month, and so if there is a month where she doesn't have extra Joblin to give me, she will supplement with the Belfast linen. So you may see some pieces of it more, but right now, going forward, it will be the 32 count Joblin. All right, so the first one is, this is the neutral, and this is vanilla. And it is a little deeper in person, but it's a great, great neutral. Love it. And then the bright is atomic tangerine. And again, a little washed out on the screen, but I think this would actually be pretty cool for that's kind of accurate right there, a Halloween pattern. So I'm going to have to go stash diving and see what I have for patterns that could go on this. So we shall see. All right, so that is all my fabrics of the month. I do not have my under the sea fabrics yet of the month yet. I know it's coming towards me, but I just have not received it yet. All right, so let's move on to patterns. I placed an order with Needle Case Goodies. You know that there have been some new releases, and I jumped on the bandwagon and pre-ordered these through her. And the first one is a Heart and Hand needle and thread. Absolutely love this. Heart and Hand did a trunk show at StitchCon, and she actually had these little ceramic containers to finish them in. Now I wish I had purchased one, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. This will get FFO'd somehow, but love that pattern. Then I went ahead and purchased Plum Street Samplers Tired Trio. Yes, please. So stinking cute, these sloths. I think I have quite a few. I have almost all of these in the series. I think this is the first one I'm going to stitch because I think they're too stinking cute, right? Then I have another Plum Street Sampler, the Beekeeper. So excited that she released this pattern because it was exclusive before to a class at a retreat. A kit was put together, and those kits are going for $65, $80, $100 on eBay. I said no thank you, and then now the pattern was released. Absolutely love this, right? Another Plum Street is from the Cereal Bowl collection, and this one is Sampler Lessons, Lesson 4. Love it. Super, super cute. Look at those sheep. Look at those pumpkins. Adorable. Then I have a With Thy Needle and Thread. Gone Batty. Right? Look at that cat. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Of course, I had to have it. Then I went ahead and got the Holiday Hoopla, the Halloween one. And look at that witch. Super cute. Love it. All right, so that is all of my purchases from Needle Case Goodies. A few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe not that, I don't know. I don't remember. I just know that Threads Entwined had a 30% off sale. At first I resisted, and then I looked and I thought, okay, 30% off is great, so let's go ahead and get a few patterns. So what did I get? The first one is Blackbird Designs, and it's the my Pink Rose. Really cute, really pretty. That will stitch up fast. Then I purchased by New York Dreamer. I picked up Wintertime. I saw this finished at StitchCon by the lovely ladies in Lost and Floss. And so then I went ahead and picked up Summertime. Love, 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 love it. Love it. All right. Then I picked up, this had been on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list for a while, and 30% off. I went ahead and picked it up. It's by Rosewood Manor, Hearts of the Kingdom. Absolutely love this. Then I picked up Barbara Anna Designs. It's called Be Hippie. Isn't that cute? I just love the colors. I love the design, love the colors, super cute. Yep. I picked up by Shepherd's Bush. It is Scatter Kindness. Bees, flowers, yes, thank you. I picked up another Shepherd Bush, and it is called Be Busy. Bees, yes, please. All right. And then I picked up 2 Mirabilias because I do like these. It's like a season series, and I only like these 2. And this one is Summer. And when I stitch it, I'm just going to leave Summer off. But I love that one. And then I picked up Autumn, which again, I'll just leave Autumn off because I'm not doing all 4 in the series. Super cute. So that is all that I purchased from Threads Entwined. Then I found something on eBay. Yeah, pretty sure I got it from eBay after I saw someone post a finish of this on, I believe, Stitch Mania, possibly. And someone had asked what the pattern was, so of course the Stitcher provided it, and then I went and looked for it. And it is Cats, Cats, Cats. A book full of cats. Super, super cute. I love them. I love the colors. Look at all these kitties, kitties. Yeah, so of course, cats, had to have it, right? Yes, please. All right, and then I had placed an order with 123 Stitch, and I have, it's actually 2 orders. One was back in early July, mid-July, and then I have a second one that I placed when I came back from New Jersey FlossTubers Retreat because there's something that I wanted, and I had already gone to Needleworkers Delight, and I think that the person who bought the last pattern went there before me and bought it. I don't know. I didn't find out about it until Sunday, so I purchased it from 123 Stitch when I got home. All right, so the first thing that I have from 123 Stitch is Long Dog Samplers Mots d'Amour. That's correct. I have a long dog. This is my first long dog. Hello, Erin. Remember we were talking about long dog samplers while you were here in New York City? Well, guess what? I have mine. I love it. I do have fabric for it already, which I will show you. Well, let me go ahead and show it to you right now. I am going to be stitching it on a 36 count Fiberlicious color Dusty Rose. And it's a little deeper, it's a little deeper in person, but I thought it would be really nice for a pattern having to do about love, right? I just need to pick the floss that I want to use, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to use a DMC. So once I figure that out, they will go together, and I will give this baby a little start. And maybe I will join in on the sale that will be happening, I believe, on August 30th. Erin mentioned it in her latest video. I just can't remember the name of it. So yeah, so my first, probably maybe my last long dog sampler, but hey, this one will keep me busy for a little bit. All right, so since I showed you my Fiberlicious, let me show you the other fabric that I purchased from Fiberlicious. It is a 32 count linen, and it is in the color Ferntasty. Absolutely love it. It is getting a little blown out in the window, but I purchased this because I believe I'm going to be stitching Mirabilia's Feather Fairy on this. I just need to pull the colors and do a little floss toss on it, but I think this will be perfect for it. And I forgot to grab the pattern before I sat down to record, or else I would show you the picture. Hold, please. I'm back. I had to go get the pattern. So this is the pattern that I'm talking about. She is gorgeous. I've been wanting to stitch her probably for the past 6 months, but I'm currently stitching Geranium, and I want to finish her before I start this one. But this is the pattern and this is the fabric, and I think they go well together. I did go to the viewer.com and place her on this fabric, and there is some of this green in her feathers, and I think she will look beautiful on this, but you know, I could be wrong. Who knows? But I will pull the colors and do a floss toss just to confirm. But I think this is going to be my next mirror that I start, or I'm currently stitching in Norfolk Orbit, but she won't get started until January, though. I'm hoping to have Geranium done by the end of the year, and then I can start her in January. Pretty. So I did say, back to my 1, 2, 3 stitch orders, this is what else I got. I picked up this Cooler Classic Charts. It is a cat Christmas stocking. Now, how many videos ago, I don't remember, I had said that I had an owl stocking kit. I think it's a kit that I was going to make for myself. Well, once I saw this, I said, this is going to be my stocking. Maybe I'll have it finished in another 20, 40 years whenever I finish Manny's, and then I will have mine. So, but I couldn't resist these cats. Too dang cute. I did purchase the white fabric to go with this. So I will not be starting it anytime soon. But yes, I have that. And then this is the pattern that I was shown at the New Jersey FlossTubers retreat. Abby Top Knot Stitcher was showing this to me, and I'm like, I have to have it. And it is the Great Cheshire Pumpkin by Tempting Tangles. Tempting Tangles had a trunk show at Needleworkers Delight while we were there. I briefly looked at it, did not see this, simply because there was a shuttle that ran between the hotel and Needleworkers, and we told them to pick us back up within an hour. So that hour flew by, so I didn't get to see everything. But look at this. Look at the cats. Look at the ghost kitties, right? Aren't they stinking cute? And Abby changed this to be a kitty also, and so am I. They're just too dang adorable. And I have some more Fiberlicious fabric coming because they are currently running a 15% off sale, which they never really do sales. And I purchased 4 more pieces of fabric for specific projects, and I'm hoping that one of them, I brought 2 extras for Halloween patterns, and one of them is this one. For this one, I hope it works out well. Probably will. But yes, love it. Super adorable. And then this is from Down Sunshine Lane. This was a post-retreat purchase simply because while I was there stitching on Sophia by Summerhouse Stitchworks, Sammy J and Jessie Marie were looking at it, and you know, Jessie says, "Oh, I wonder what else is in the Baltimore Bride series." And I quickly looked at her and I said, "There aren't any that I can find. I have looked and I have not been able to find any." So she looks and goes, "Oh, here's one. Oh, here's another one." So what did I do? I went and found it on Down Sunshine Lane, and the pattern is Sakura. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, I put it in my cart, but I did not purchase it until I came back from retreat. So I'll have a second one in the series. There was the third one that she showed me that had no name, so I don't know if I'll ever find that one because it would be a nice complementary piece and have a trio. I like things in threes, but I love the colors of this one, so I had to say, yes, please. So now, a pattern cannot travel by itself from Down Sunshine Lane simply because of the shipping costs. So I also purchased by Tiny Modernist Rustic Summer Set. And what I really, really love is this bee pillow. Love it, love it, love it. Yep, super cute. And then, of course, I went ahead and purchased Scary Berry by Erica Michaels. I have never stitched a berry, I have never finished a berry, but you know, I received that berry as my StitchCon small. It's super cute. And I thought, well, this one's nice. I will go ahead and stitch it. And they had 2 versions, one for silk and one for linen. I bought the one for linen, and it's gonna be good. And they're not huge, so they'll stitch up fast. All right. Then we're almost done. I purchased a bag from Diddly Daddle Designs, and it is this gorgeous plumpy black kitties and pumpkins. And I know Erin to Martini Stitcher showed this in her video. And while I was at retreat, Caitlin, Big Apple Stitching, looks at me. She goes, "Oh, look at the bag that I got." And I looked at it and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have that at home waiting to be shown in a video." So this is a very popular bag, and I'm so glad I got one of them. Super cute. And it's just a really nice cream chevron. Is it a chevron? Yeah, I think it's like a chevron inside. Super cute, and it has the standard, button. Love it. So I follow Crafty Peacock Stitchery. Yeah, Crafty Peacock Stitchery on Instagram, and a few weeks ago she had posted the stitching of a design that she had made, and it is now live in her Etsy shop. So I went ahead and purchased it this morning. I was her second sale, and yay, I hope she sells lots more of this because it's so cute. And it is called Pile of Joy. Go find your pile of joy. Absolutely love it. I have fond memories of when I was a child raking up leaves just so I could go jumping in them, and I love the colors. It's super beautiful. Looking forward to stitching that up this autumn. Cute. All right, and then I have one piece of fabric left that I had purchased from 123 Stitch when I was looking for a 36 count linen. I thought I was going to be using this for a project that I will share with you in my plans section, but I decided to use something I already had in my stash. But this will get used. It is a 36 count opal. That's the color. It's by Picture This Plus, and the color is opal. It's a really gorgeous neutral, and I will find something to put on this because evidently 36 count is my new love, right? All right, so that is the end of a retail therapy. What are my plans? Well, I plan on hopefully finishing that 1,000 stitches on my Haid. Hopefully I can get that done by sometime tomorrow afternoon. Then I'm going to be working on figuring out what projects I can work on for the upcoming homework because it's been released to us. We can't start it until Monday, but it's a big one. It is 7 tasks, and then they give you 5 more options for additional tasks, and you have to choose 3 of them. So that's a total of 10 tasks, and you can put in either 100 or 200 stitches in each task. So that could be anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 stitches this week on projects. So I want to pick out projects that I can use for multiple tasks because I don't want to have to work on 10 different projects. That's not going to happen. What else is in my plans? Well, my birthday is coming up. It's actually on next Saturday, August 17th. And I thought I would like to have a birthday start. So what is that birthday start going to be? This is a pattern that I purchased from 123 Stitch recently, and I'm going to go ahead and share it with you now. It is Witch Witch by La Dee Da. I saw her stitched up at StitchCon, but I never came across her pattern. And so back in mid-July, I said, I need her in my life. This will be my birthday start. Absolutely love it. And that is the 36 count linen that I just showed you that I thought I was going to stitch this on, but no. So when I purchased this, I went ahead and decided what color threads I wanted to use. This is stitched in Gloriana Silks in black. And I thought, well, I don't want to stitch it in black, but hey, it's my birthday. Why don't I go ahead and get some silks to stitch it with? So what silks did I get? I purchased, and I have more than one, but I'm just going to show you one. It is a Gloriana Silk in the color Carmine Rose. Pink. Pink. Love it. My favorite color. So then I just was on a quest to find the fabric. And I stash dived first, and I came across a couple options. And then I thought I really wanted to stitch it on 36 count, so that's why I purchased the other fabric. But then Why I love this on that fabric, I had a fabric in my stash that this worked with really, really well. And this is Color and Cotton. It's a 32 count linen in the color Onyx. And let me just, yep. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Of course, the light is changing this color just a little bit. That's a little more accurate, but I think a little glare, but I think she is going to look awesome on this. No? Tell me what you think. I think she's different. I think she's unique. I have not seen anyone stitch this in this kind of color with a darker background. Super excited. And I'm even more excited because I have a couple of people joining me in starting this on my birthday. I didn't think I was going to do an official sale because, you know, it's little old me. And but I have Climbing Stitcher. She is going to be starting it with me. And then I have a lovely new follower on Instagram that told me she had this in her stash. I said, why don't you start it? She said, okay. She's ordered her fabric and threads. And I think the ones that she has picked is going to be fabulous. And I'm super excited. So on August 17th, this will be my birthday start. So that is all of my plans. What else do we have? Oh, we have the giveaway. Now it's time for my 500 plus subscriber thank you giveaway. I want to thank every single individual that entered. I had lots of comments. I enjoyed reading all of them and just seeing what kind of fabrics is everyone's favorite. So let me go ahead and remind you what the prize was. It is this standard size Love You More Co sleeve. Really pretty butterflies, purplish flowers inside. Then I have this scissor fob, butterfly scissor fob from Gina's Unique Boutique. And then I went ahead and got also a blue butterfly needle minder to go with it. Earlier today, I did a little recording of picking my winner, and I'll go ahead and insert that here.
Hi everyone, I am here to pick my winner for my 500 plus subscriber thank you giveaway. I'm giving away a Love You More Studio Co sleeve, scissor fob, and needle minder, and quite a few of you have entered for this giveaway. I had a total of 42 entries. I super enjoyed reading everyone's comments, telling me what their favorite fabric type was to stitch on, the favorite size count. Really enjoyed hearing what everyone was stitching on. So let's go ahead and pick our winner. I went ahead and put in the numbers 1 to 42, and let's go ahead and generate our winner. Number 3. Number 3 is Me's or Meow Me. Congratulations. I super hope that you enjoy your prize pack.
Congratulations, Me's or Meowie. I am so excited that you are my winner. You have been with me since practically the beginning of my videos. I started recording in October, and you are a faithful commenter, and I was super, super excited when you were selected as the winner. So please go ahead and get in touch with me at my email address listed below in the description. Please send me your mailing address, and once I receive it, I will get these wonderful little goodies in the mail to you within a week of receiving your address. Congratulations again. Right, so that is it. That's all I have for you today. It's probably going to be another long video. I will try to edit as much as I can out of it, but it is what it is. It has been 3 weeks since I've recorded, and in case anyone is wondering, my kitties are in the back of the house sleeping. I am shocked because normally as soon as I start talking, at least Shanna comes running out. But no, they're in the back sleeping, so that's why you did not see them in this video, just in case. I know sometimes I get comments saying, where are the kitties? Hope they're okay. They're fine. They're snoozing. All right, but that's all I have for you. Upcoming videos. I will be doing my second Stitch with me. That will be coming. I did have requests to do more, so I will. Again, probably one a month. And then if I do more than that, we'll see. I'm going to be recording my New Jersey FlossTubers Retreat recap video. That will be coming. And then I'm also going to do a how-to video. Someone has purchased Even Weave, and they've asked me if I would do a demonstration on how to stitch on it. And I'm more than happy to do that. So I decided I'm going to do a separate video, a how-to video, demonstrating it, because I remember the first time I purchased some Even Weave. It can be a little daunting trying to figure out how to see the X. So I will be doing that. So that will be an upcoming video also. So my next update video probably will be in 2 weeks. I may or may not do one on my birthday next Saturday. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, you will definitely get a few more videos out of me. So, all right, guys. If you have the Witch in your stash and you'd like to stitch it with me, let me know. Go ahead, let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you will be stitching it with me. And if I don't already follow you on Instagram, let me know if you're there so I can follow your progress on it. So, okay? All right, guys. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.